Hey everyone, just wanted to make a quick video to show off this document I put in the description on my homepage. This is a spreadsheet to help me chronicle my journey of beating every scenario in the game on heroic difficulty. And I hope it can also be a sort of channel navigation tool for anyone who's newer to my channel or just wants to maybe follow along with my progress as I play through all these games on heroic difficulty. I've made a list of the scenarios, the heroes I'm playing against each one, but I want to point out a few other things here. So of course I say the aspect I play. I've got links to the deck I play and the video link if you just want to navigate to it right from this spreadsheet. I've also made a note of the modular set, only if I changed it from the recommended, but you might scroll through this, see a cool mod set and want to watch a video based off of that. I've also put the archetype or any comments I want to make on the deck. So a lot of the games I play on my channel are sort of generically powerful decks, which aren't the most interesting, but are sort of necessary for heroic sometimes, and the heroic games are always plenty fun on their own. But if you want to, especially if it's your first time watching the channel, or you want to just see if I've done some of the more unique archetypes that exist in this game, you could scroll this column and try to find that. Here we played a Mighty Avengers deck in my last video using Captain Marvel. We played a repurposed deck using SPDR. We played a sidekick deck using Doctor Strange Leadership. So you can browse on that column if that points you in a direction of what video of mine you want to watch. I also wanted to make a comment on the scenario specificity. What I mean by this is how much I built my deck to target the specific scenario in this video. So in order to win on heroic game mode, a lot of times we have to, or it really helps us to play these silver bullet type cards that are really good against a particular scenario, but maybe they're not quite as versatile against other scenarios in the game. So I want to be upfront with that. If you're watching my channel in hopes of recreating one of my decks, wanting to play it against some other scenarios, I want to give you a bit of a sense of how much I've done that in each video. So I've either ranked every scenario none, that's the most general deck build possible, or low, medium, high, and I've written the description above here. So low would be, I've played a couple cards that are pointed at the scenario, silver bullet type cards. You can still totally play that deck against any other scenario. There might be a couple cards that aren't fully optimized, but it's got a little bit of that. Medium is I've not gone all out against the scenario yet, but I'm playing a hero or an archetype that just matches up really well against the scenario. So I want to acknowledge that as well. It could be, for example, when I played against Venom Goblin, right? Venom Goblin, one of the hardest scenarios in the game, but Nova pairs up against Venom Goblin really, really well with the three main schemes. So I ranked this one a medium. If you take a look at this and see, oh, he beat Stretch22 beat Venom Goblin with this Nova Justice deck. This must be the best deck ever. I'm going to play it against all these different scenarios and just cruise on heroic difficulty. Not so much the case, because this deck does match up really well against Venom Goblin. And then if I've ranked one high, I've only done that on two scenarios here so far, but high is like all out built for the scenario. In this Colossus versus Project Wide Awake matchup, Project Wide Awake punishes you. You basically can't block with an ally the entire game. So that deck looks very different than any deck I would recommend you playing in an ordinary scenario. So I marked this one high. So I just wanted to help you be aware of that if you're looking for decks to use yourself to play against different scenarios. Maybe you are interested in one that's really heavily geared towards a specific scenario, because in my opinion, those games can be some of the most fun games to play because you're using a lot of these cards at their full potential. Okay, I had to restart my video there because my screen capture didn't go all the way to the bottom and get these different sheets. But I have a second sheet here, which is labeled spoilers. This is the exact same as the first sheet, and I've hidden most of the rows for now. But I have some columns here where I record the result of each game. So if you don't want to know whether I win or lose heading into a video, don't navigate to this tab. But if you do want to make sure you see a win, or whatever the case may be, it'll say that there. I also want to comment on the rules error significance. It's really hard to play a completely clean game. I ultimately want to beat every scenario in the game on heroic difficulty with as clean a win as possible. Again, it's really hard to play a complete game on camera with no mistakes. But I do want to acknowledge my mistakes where they are. You know, if I beat Ronin on heroic, but there was a turn where I just missed drawing an encounter card, that wouldn't actually be like, I wouldn't get to really say that I beat every scenario on heroic difficulty. So I want to be honest with that. And if you're someone who you don't want to waste your time watching a video where I'm going to make some mistakes that could tarnish the validity in your mind, you could go to this tab, look for a clean game, and watch the corresponding video. So I either say it's clean, or I'll say low, medium, or high, just based off of how much I think I messed up the rules. If it's high, there's a really good likelihood I'll do that. I'll do a rematch in the future to try to redo that one. I also make a comment of what the errors are, mostly for my own chronicling and just to remember it going into next time. But if you see a low or medium, you could check out the errors, assess for yourself if that's game breaking or not. If you don't think it is, then you might watch the video and not feel too bad when those mistakes eventually come up. Last tab I have is just the scenarios I haven't beaten yet, the available scenarios remaining. Also got a count here of how many times I've used each aspect in a win. I haven't worked this into my goal specifically of beating every scenario on heroic, but I am trying to balance it out as much as I can just for having some more fun and varied videos. So anyways, just thought I would talk about that tool a little bit. Feel free to use it if it helps you find the video you most want to watch, or ignore it, just scroll my channel anyways. My channel is not that big yet, so it's not too hard to do that. But in the future, maybe if I've got 100 videos, something like this will be more useful. But anyways, that's all for this video. We'll see you later.